I'm not really sure how I'm going to get through this review because I swear it's been like 30 minutes since I've been home from the screening and I can't remember shit about this movie. And with that, I welcome you to another episode of The Romantic, where my goal, as always, is to enhance your movie watching experience. So, The Dark Tower, this is, of course, based off Stephen King's novel and a series of novels based off the Dark Tower saga, whatever you want to call it. Now, admittedly, I'm unfamiliar with the source material. I never read those particular books at all. I do like Stephen King, have read most of his stuff, but not that in particular. So I went in pretty fresh and pretty clean. I gotta say, I can't imagine anyone who's familiar with the source material actually liking this movie. For that matter, anybody who isn't familiar with it liking it either. Now, this is a shame because this is a movie which had great source material, some great actors in it, had everything going for it. And, it's like, they gave a chef all the best ingredients, the best cuts of meat and the freshest vegetables. He goes back in the kitchen and brings you out chicken nuggets and coleslaw. Now, for those who are unfamiliar with this movie, such as myself, it's basically about, this, I guess, dark tower, which is somewhere out in the heavens or some other world or whatever the case is. And we have this evil person, this sorcerer, the man in black, if you will, was played by Matthew McConaughey. And he is hell-bent on destroying this dark tower, which will bring on, I guess, the apocalypse here on Earth. And to destroy it, he uses, I guess you have to use kids' minds to do it. Essentially, I guess it's kids who have the ability to shine, which those who are familiar with Stephen King from The Shining, the book or the movie, The Shining is kind of his mental ability to communicate or whatever the case is. And there's one particular boy on Earth who has a real strong power to shine, and he's the key to destroying the Dark Tower. Now, this kid, obviously, back on Earth, is having his visions, can see, the McConaughey's character. He's seeing this Dark Tower, all these visions of destruction and all that. And, he stumbles upon a different, I guess, world, and he runs across the gunslinger, who's played by Idris Elba, who I think is great, normally anyway. And Idris Elba, he was part of some group, I guess. He's the last of the gunslingers, of course, and, he is out to destroy the Man in Black, Matthew McConaughey's character. Now, it sounds like an interesting premise, but man, they really dropped the ball. This movie suffers from a lot of things. First of all, it's piss poor writing. The script is not good, and the directing is even worse. They don't really get into anything. Yeah, we know there's a Dark Tower, but we don't know what it is. Where does it come from? What does it mean? We know there's Matthew McConaughey's character, but we don't know why he wants to destroy. He just does for whatever reason. He's evil, I guess. I don't know. Idris Elba's character, we do know he lost his dad. His dad got killed by the Man in Black, so I guess that's the only motivation they really get into. But that's about it. I mean, and they don't go over anything at all. This movie is very truncated. It was about 90 minutes long, and which is a good thing because I was really bored in this movie. And that might be the best part of the movie, but also the worst part because it could have used an extra 15, 20, 30 minutes to give us some more exposition, giving us to care about the situation and care about these characters. And it's just bland, it's dull. It reminds me of Ghost in the Shell, which looked great, but was a boring movie. And this one really starts off painfully slow in the first 30 minutes or so. Doesn't really pick up. There are a couple interesting action sequences, which the trailer spoils. There's not much there. And again, the script lends nothing to give anything about character development, give us some really backstories, or even develop the relationship between the kid and Idris Elba's character. It's just a total waste. I was so bored, so disinterested, so disconnected with this movie. So when its action sequences came up, I just didn't give a shit. And they're not even well filmed to begin with. And this movie has this real kind of darkish look to it, kind of grayish look. It reminded me of like the Ghost in the Shell, but also Alice Through the Looking Glass. Even the Huntsman, of course, and the sequel had the same kind of look and vibe to it. It just didn't look great at all, which is unfortunate. And this is really just an epic fail. And I should have figured better because this movie had a myriad of issues. I had really poor early test screenings to try to fix it because of it. You can tell they shortened the movie. That's very obvious what they did that. It got pushed back 3 or 4 times, has some script issues, and it shows, man, this movie is a mess. I don't think it really knows what it wants to be. And I can't imagine that Stephen King, this is his vision when it comes to writing these books. And the people who I've talked to, who have read the books, there's no way they're going to really like this movie, what they gave us. They try to give us a pseudo action flick, but it really isn't. It's boring, it's dull. There's nothing redeeming here. I obviously, I'm not going to recommend this movie at all. Not even watching at home for free. I mean, if you're going to watch it on Netflix, fine. You're not paying for it. I get it. But honestly, now a good conscience go on and tell you guys, go check out this movie. You're going to be entertained at the very least, because I don't think you are. So Ultimate Dark Tower, you're gonna watch it, buyer beware. Comment below, let me know what you thought. Maybe I'm nuts, I'm cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs and don't know what the hell I'm talking about. It's very possible. I got a feeling I'm not gonna be alone here in the minority as far as not liking this movie. And of course, don't forget to catch myself, Chewy, and the Man Beast in the Real Mentors podcast. We talk about movies, TV, keep you up to date with the big news, have some fun along the way, because otherwise, what's the point? And of course, if you haven't done so already, subscribe below and feed money to go to the movies and talk about it afterwards. See you guys next time.